Please hit that like and subscribe button, it would mean the world to me. Thanks for watching. Welcome to another useful video. It's a super exciting day because we have the Lemfo LEMX, so let's get started with the specs. This is a 2.03-inch screen smartwatch with a 900 mAh battery, 1 gig of RAM, 16 gigabytes of storage, IP67 water resistance, and detachable band. It also packs an 8 megapixel camera and Android 7.1. So let's move on to the styling, and I'm sure you guys know that the biggest thing that stands out with this watch is the huge watch face. At over 2 inches round, it's really big. The only thing that you're immediately going to notice though is the fact that there's a flat tire on the bottom of the display. That kind of bothers me, but it might not bother you, and that's personal preference. The overall look of the watch is very attractive. It's a simple, clean, classy design. And on the right hand side you have the camera as well as the microphone. And then on the left hand side you have the speaker outlet and the power and multifunction button switch. This device is pretty thick, but that's because it sports a 900 mAh battery. Even the watch straps that come with the watch are pretty thick and big. But the watch feels pretty good to hold, the button works good, everything feels pretty solidly built, and for the most part it does feel like a premium device. There are some quality control issues that I've noticed, such as the plastics on the back don't feel as good as other smartwatches, but those are little nitpicky things that most people won't notice. Overall though, this is a nice looking watch that you can wear with the silicone strap if you're into sports, or with the leather straps if you want a more professional look. Next up is the menu layout for the Lemfo LEMX, and if you like Apple products, you're in luck, because this menu looks exactly like the Apple Watch. Even the icons are very similar. Because it has such a large screen, you can use this menu system effectively and find everything that you need. Additionally, if you just like to have a scrollable menu that goes vertically, you can do that as well in the app list style settings. This watch has the normal settings that you'll find on a lot of Android smartwatches running Android 7.1.1, so it is very usable, easy to use, and pretty user intuitive. I didn't really notice too many hiccups while navigating the menu system, and if you've used any other Android-based smartwatch in the past, it will feel very familiar to you. As for storage and RAM, the LEMX has 16 gigabytes of storage and 1 gigabyte of RAM. The amount of available storage is around 11 gigabytes, and the amount of RAM available on average is 7% because 93% is used. That's kind of a iffy area for me, although I haven't noticed too many performance issues with the watch. I haven't really done a lot of multitasking with it, but that is definitely something to think about. And it's running Android 7.1.1, and I have the current build of Tuesday, January 15th with a kernel number of 4.2.2 plus. Equipped with a 4G LTE chip, the Lemfo LEMX has very good reception. As you can see, it has 4 full bars. As for the speed, the 4G connection has on average 670 kbps of speed, and over Wi-Fi, the watch can get 47 megabits of speed. Overall, I think these results are pretty good. How does the single side-firing speaker sound? It sounds pretty good, and on average it has around 68.5 decibels of sound, and here's a clip. I love a device with a great camera, and I believe the LEMX fell short in this regard. It has an 8 megapixel shooter, and the pictures are okay for the most part, but they don't have a certain dynamic range. The colors are a little bit washed out, they could be a little bit more sharp, and more vivid at the same time. Coming up, you're going to see a video clip with a microphone sample for the video quality. This is a video test of the Lemfo LEMX. This is a video test of the Lemfo LEMX. If you're looking for a smartwatch with a really large display, the LEMX is the one to get. It's very big and pretty heavy, and in my opinion, the screen is nice, but the flat tire does take a lot away from the experience. And as for the screen itself, the colors seem a little bit washed out, and the pixel density doesn't seem too great. Another thing that I've noticed with the LEMX is that it has a lot of shadowing when you're outside. It catches every image and turns it kind of like into a mirror. And here's a close-up of the flat tire, and you can clearly make it out, so it's always in your vision and line of sight. And as for the screen itself, compared to the Cospet Hope, the colors are so different, and it just makes me feel like the Cospet Hope has such a better screen than the Lemfo LEMX. With a built-in nano SIM card slot, the LEMX has the ability to make calls and take calls. Here's a sample.
Thank you for calling Simple Mobile.
Para español, marca 2.
This call may be recorded for quality assurance. To re-up your service, say 1.
1.
To add a line. To buy a service plan using a credit or debit card, press 1.
1.
If Okay, let's pay your account.
Without a headphone jack, the use of Bluetooth headphones is a must. Here's a sample of a call and a YouTube video clip.
Thank you for calling Simple Mobile.
Para español, marca 2.
This call may be recorded for quality assurance. To re-up your service, say 1.
1.
To re-up your service, press or say 1.
1.
To add a line. To buy a service plan using a credit or debit card, press 1.
1.
If you already have. Okay, let's pay your account.
Here you can see that we're connected for phone and media. How snappy is the performance of the smartwatch? Well, let's do an Antutu test and a CPU Prime benchmark and find out. Please note that this Antutu test is currently at 10x speed, so it's going to take a lot longer on your smartwatch if you try to attempt it versus this video. And the final results were pretty great for, this type of chip, which is 14361. That's pretty much in line with all the smartwatches that are running the MTK 6739 processor. And here's some more information from Antutu in regards to the different amount of storage, CPU, and other parameters that are within the watch. And the CPU Prime benchmark comes in at 3381. Packing a 900 milliamp hour battery, you might be wondering how the battery life is on this device. With the large screen, it generally takes up a lot of the battery, and as you can see in this example, it's taken up 49% of the battery. This watch has been on for 7 hours and it has been used, and the battery estimates around 4 hours left. So that's one thing to think about with this watch. It doesn't necessarily give you more stamina in regards to the battery because the screen is so large. And here's another example that has 60% battery with 4 hours ago with 5 hours left to go. The nice thing about having a smartwatch is the ability to change the watch face whenever you feel like it. And the LEMX has a lot of different watch faces available for it. And they have their own little app store at the end of the watch faces that you can click and download new watch faces based on a certain event, a certain look, or a certain style that you like. One thing to note though with the LEMX, because it does have a flat tire on the bottom, a lot of the watch faces that you do end up downloading are cut off on the bottom. Not all of them, but most of them. So that's just one thing to consider when changing the watch faces and trying to get a new look for your watch. However, it's nice to know that with a large screen it's easy to read the time, and there's a lot of different watch faces available for any style that you might want. With all the information that we have on the LEMX now, what's the final verdict? Well, some of the pros include the swappable bands, the big screen, the 4G connection, the speaker and microphone quality, and a charging data and transfer cable that allows you to charge and transfer data throughout the phone. And some of the cons include the big screen without its great screen quality, no pinch to zoom, the camera, and just the sheer size of the Lemfo LEMX. However, overall, if you want a smartwatch with a huge screen, then this is one of the few out there that has a screen that's 2 inches or larger. And for that reason, I recommend it. Having said that, there's also a lot of new smartwatches on the market today, like the Cospet Hope with 3 gigs of RAM and 32 gigabytes of storage, that might be a better option for you. Keep your options open. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please hit that like and subscribe button, it would mean the world to me. I really appreciate you watching this video, and have a wonderful day.